Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia and a quick update over at the Velika Novosilka sector in the most western part of this Donetsk front. And the biggest update is actually that the Ukrainian forces have started to enter the first houses of Novomayorske. The Russians still largely control the main town currently, but there is a few buildings here and the Ukrainian forces have actually managed to capture it. If we go into the Google Earth, you can see that this is Novomayorske, and over here there is these buildings here. This is the building that the Ukrainians have actually controlled. They have actually attacked successfully, and this offensive has been ongoing for some time since the 5th of September, and they managed to finally have some breakthrough, and they are just on the outskirts. There is a river going through here, so this is the Shaitanka river. So there's still going to be some kind of a small little barrier that the Ukrainian forces will still have to deal with. The Russian forces are reacting by firing this flamethrower systems and artillery at Ukrainian forces as they try to approach the front line. Currently it looks like this, with the Ukrainian forces continuing to be attacking, and this fighting over here has been acknowledged by basically everyone. Russian Defense Ministry, Ukrainian Defense Ministry, pro-Russian source, pro-Ukrainian source, everybody has acknowledged that the fighting over here is starting to get really heavy. And over at the Novodonetske region, the Ukrainian forces are attacking from multiple directions against the Russian Marines that is currently holding up at Novodonetske and Novomayorske region. And this currently at Novodonetske, the situation is not as rosy. While the Ukrainian forces are managed to, at least get closer, closer over here. Over at Novodonetske, things are really bad. The Russian forces managed to very successfully take out all these Ukrainian attackers from a distance. So they haven't managed to break through just yet. And however, the Ukrainian forces are not going to give up. According to pro-Russian sources, they say that the Ukrainian forces have started to send reinforcement over to Zolotaneva and Prashestivka, and these forces actually coming from Uruzane region as well as in the Prione region. They have been redeployed and over to Zolotaneva and Prashestivka, which means that we are probably going to see a bigger push from the Ukrainians very soon as they gather a massive force around here, and it's probably going to take advantage of this small little success over here, and they're going to try to push it through. And because this is the first crack in the armor for the Russians, and if they can take advantage of this, they will be able to hit to the rear, go towards Kamenchai, and render Novodonetske untenable, and the Russian forces will have to withdraw if they got flanked from the rear. Same thing over at Shevchenko. The Ukrainian forces can actually entrench themselves over in this forest region here, and this forest over here is going to give the Russian forces one hell of a big headache, because the Ukrainian forces can easily send forces in and hide them inside the forest, and storming the forest will take a lot of effort. And this will also become a good base for the Ukrainians to actually hit to the rear of Shevchenko and hit over to Yevhenivka and build a very strong salient that can be comparable to the one over at Robotine. But of course, tentatively, this is going way ahead of myself. We are still talking about 2 houses over here, but this is still progress from the Ukrainians managed to get close to the settlement. And but because of this redeployment from Uruzane region as well as the Prione region, where they sent forces over to this side, this caused the Ukrainians to actually have lesser forces. They previously actually have a gathering of forces, and these forces have thinned out, and as a result, the Russian forces managed to do an offensive operation and assault, and managed to secure the northern outskirt of Prione all the way to this water body around here. And this allows the Russian forces over at Prione over here to have some kind of relief, because they have been pressured by the Ukrainians for a very long time. The Ukrainians are really close, and this time around the Russian forces have managed to relieve themselves at Prione due to this redeployment of Ukrainian forces. But of course, take this with a pinch of salt, because Rybar simply is quoting on other people's report. This is not corroborated by their own sources just yet of this this part, but they did report this in their the end of day summary. So we shall continue to see how this goes. Russian forces also bombarded Ukrainian forces at Uruzhaine, particularly I think around all this forest line where the Ukrainian forces are holding their defense. But as a result of this redeployment, the Ukrainian forces are also going into the defensive over in the Uruzhaine region and Novodonetske region. This time around, they will be doing a positional and tactical defense around this area here against the Russian forces that's currently around Zavene Bazania. So, but no, this is looking pretty decent. I'm surprised how fierce the Ukrainians are actually pushing Novomaiorske and Novodonetske, and it looks pretty decent. As you can see, the defense line here is a lot thinner than the ones over at this area here at Robotine. But of course, it's still pretty much of a distance before they reach the tank, the dragon thieves and everything. But anyway, thank you for watching, and do press the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next update.